In today's episode, we will ask the age-old question, what's stronger, stopping your opponent from casting spells, or burning them before they can ever try? Find out in today's episode of the History of Modern. In this series, both Sefer, a proud filthy casual, and myself, MTG Metalhead, a tournament grinder, will be diving into the tomes of Magic's competitive history, exploring the evolution of one of its most popular formats. Each episode, we will delve deeper into the format as new sets and archetypes shake up the meta. Welcome to the History of Modern. Today's going to be a very special episode of the History of Modern as we're going to be exploring the SCG states from 2015 for West Virginia, one taken down by my good friend, War Wizard. I will be piloting Esper Gifts, and War Wizard will be on Naya Burn. Alright, let's take a look at Esper Gifts. We have 2 Azorius Signet, 1 Batter Skull, 1 Elish Norn Grand Cenobite, 1 Iona Shield of Emeria, 1 Snapcaster Mage, 1 Tasker the Golden Fang, 1 Wormcoil Engine, 1 Cryptic Command, 4 Gifts Ungiven, 2 Go for the Throat, 2 Mana Leak, 4 Path to Exile, 2 Remand, 4 Thirst for Knowledge. We also have 1 Day of Judgment, 3 Lingering Souls, 1 Supreme Verdict, 1 Unburial Rites, 1 Wrath of God. Alright, the main plan of the deck is just to get up to 4 mana so that you can be able to play a Gifts Ungiven, where you can then search for and go for a Burial Rites in conjunction with either Elish Norn Grand Cenobite or Iona Shield of Emeria in order to be able to combo kill your opponent by either shutting them off of colors that they need to be able to cast or interact with you, or shutting them off creatures if it's a creature deck. You also have some other targets depending on the matchup, like Wormcoil, Tasker, Snapcaster, these types of things, where you can go and get them for value if you need to, if you cannot combo kill them with one of the other cards. Alright, let's take a look here in the sideboard. We have 3 Core Firewalker, 2 Spellskite, 1 Tasker the Golden Fang, 1 Celestial Purge, 1 Disenchant, 3 Negates, 1 Boseiju who shelters all, 1 Life from the Loam, 1 Raven's Crime, 1 Timely Reinforcement. Got the Core Firewalkers against Burn as well as Spellskite as well for that. Tasker the Golden Fang is just a good value piece. Celestial Purge against any red decks, as well as Disenchant to go against like Tingling Blood Moon. 3 Negates against other control type strategies. Boseiju shelters all against other control decks so you can make sure your spells resolve. Life from the Loam is a good combo piece along with Raven Crime if you're going against a deck where you need to strip them of resources quite well, and then Timely Reinforcements again against burn or aggro strategies. This deck was designed and created by my friend Cody Faulkner, who was one of the people that I went with to the tournament in question that we are recreating here, and he did end up top 4ing, unlike me, with this deck, though we were both on the list. I lost my win into top 8, and that's just how that went. Alright, everybody, here I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at Burn. This is the Burn deck that won the states of 2015, correct?
Yep, 2015 starts SCG, West Virginia States.
That's what I thought. I was making sure the time frame here. It all kind of, fades together when I think about it in the past. But today's deck breakdown is going to be a little bit different for this deck because we have the person that not only piloted the deck, created the deck, and won with the deck. So we're going to basically go over the deck. I'm going to read over all the cards in it, and then he's going to talk about some of the specific card choices and numbers and things, and just kind of overview of what he thinks of the deck, and if he'd go back in time, if there's any changes he would have made or what have you for the time. But we'll do that in just a moment. I'm just going to quickly go over the card choices in the deck, so bear with me on that. We got 4 Eidolon of the Great Revel, 4 Goblin Guide, 2 Grim Lavamancer, 4 Monastery Swiftspear, 1 Zergo Bellstriker, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. We have 4 Atarka's Command, 4 Boros Charm, 4 Lightning Bolt, 3 Searing Blaze, 1 Shard Volley, 2 Skullcrack. We have 4 Lava Spike, and 4 Rift Bolt as the main stuff, and of course lands here. Alright, the whole purpose of the deck is just to throw fireballs at your opponent all day long and lightning strikes and just get them dead as quickly as possible. That's all we're doing here, just burning the opponent out. Alright, let's talk about the sideboard. In sideboard we got 2 Pirate Spellbomb, 2 Deflecting Palm, 3 Destructive Revelry, 2 Lightning Helix, 2 Path to Exile, 1 Searing Blaze, 1 Skullcrack, and 2 Molten Rain. All right, I'm going to open up the floor here to Mr. War Wizard to talk about his deck, his choices, and some of the card numbers and such. Go right on ahead.
All right. Basically, pretty standard stuff off the bat. 4 Eidolons, 4 Goblin Guides, 4 Swift Spears, 4 Charms, 4 Lightning Bolts, 4 Spikes, 4 Rift Bolts. Those are standard numbers. At that time period, you never went below 4 of any of those cards. Nowadays, you might shave a Rift Bolt for something because if the Fairy or something's in the format a lot. At the time, a lot of people were trying the 3-color mana base with the Target's commands, and a lot of people were actually on Wound-to-Coddles and things like that. Problem is, Lightning Bolt's incredibly prominent in the format, and it just dies. Now, the numbers, this card is the most embarrassing one, Zurgo Bellstriker. I was trying to maximize a Tarka's command. It was terrible all day. I dashed it maybe once. I think I cast it once, and it just ended up in my hand so many times, it just did nothing. If I had to do it again, I'd try to find any other 1-drop. It could have been a 3rd Grim Lavamancer or a 3rd Skullcrack main. Shard Volley was pretty terrible now, but at the time, you were wanting to fill up graveyards a little bit more for Grim Lavamancer. And it gave you another 1-drop burn spell. Of course, now we got Skewer the Critics. Where I really deferred from a lot of people's list, though, was my sideboard. A lot of people were on Core Firewalkers, but, like, Core Firewalker was only good in the mirror. And it was good nowhere else at the time. So I was... But a lot of decks were also boarding in Pirate Spellbombs. Yes, for gifts, decks were boarding Pirate Spellbombs. We're boarding in Core Firewalkers. So I wanted an answer to Core... I figured having an answer to Core Firewalker was better than having Core Firewalker. And it turned out that way. I faced Burn 3 times, and I beat him 3 times. I probably should have had 4 Skullcracks for the day. Lightning Helixes were, like I said, very prevalent. A lot of stuff like, again, Core Firewalkers. Shoot, what's that one card? Help me out here, MTG Metalhead. The 3 cost card that makes 3 dudes.
Oh, Timely Reinforcements. Timely
Reinforcements. Deflecting Palm, that was a mirror match breaker. It was also good against anything that tried to be big. Pass for just necessity because Iona, Core Firewalker, things like that. Molten Rain, terrible card nowadays, but at the time, a lot of times just slowing down a deck like Splinter Twin for a turn, or slowing down Esper Gifts for a turn, or like there was like Abzan and things like that. A lot of times just blowing up 1 land oftentimes bought you enough time to draw that last bolt to kill him. Like, other than that, everything was pretty standard. Pirate Spellbombs, loved them all day long. Molten Rain, loved it all day long. In fact, the Molten Rain actually won me my finals match. In Game 3, I blew up one of his 2 red sources on turn 2, and turn 3, and he never found a 3rd red source to be able to cast Splinter Twin. So I burned him out. Deck was great. Again, Zurgo was embarrassing, but the strength of the deck made up for it. Tarka's command was absolutely crazy.
It was. I remember that at the time. It was like such a boon for the deck.
I really wish I could find a way of like incorporating it into modern decks because the card is so good. It's just Magic's weird now.
I mean, we do have a bunch of free pitch elementals that make the game so much weirder, so, you know.
Alright, that's the deck. Like, I mean, everything's pretty standard. I just wanted to talk about a few card choices like Zurgo and Shard Volley, Pirate Spellbomb, because I know Pirate Spellbomb looks kind of weird, especially at the time when everybody was in Core Firewalker. I just wanted to kill Core Firewalker, and I didn't want to have to... I didn't want to have a Core Firewalker battle. I just wanted to get yours out of the way and kill you. And Molten Rain, just godsend in the mid-range control matchups. Other than that, pretty standard.
I can imagine it just sets him back on tempo so badly. Now, I did want to also mention one other thing, because if I remember correctly, there was a match that had a really funny ending with Deflecting Palm. Do you recall that match and what happened?
Oh, man. Okay, so we ended up... It was a burn mirror. And we literally went like 3 spells deep on deflecting palms.
Wow. Talk about a stack that's it's like you turned into a blue deck for a small amount of time there.
And the thing is, I had an Eidolon out when that happened.
Oh, so each of you were just getting shot every time.
And my deflecting palm was the final one to resolve. Actually, there was another one too that happened where my opponent deflecting palmed a spell of mine and I skull cracked.
Damage can't be prevented. That's hilarious.
Yep. So I basically countered the deflecting palm with a skull crack.
Who says that red players can't play blue?
Oh man, like I said, there's 3 mirror matches, and yeah, like it was a blast. Those games were fast.
Now, one other thing I did want to talk about, because I'm not sure how much we'll have gotten to show off in the videos, because just a little bit of behind the scenes for anybody still listening in on this. This is being recorded before we do some of the episodes for the release of Khans of Tarkir, just because of how we had to record it. And during the Khans of Tarkir release, that's whenever we got Treasure Cruise burn as a thing that ended up happening.
Oh man.
And I just wanted to get your take on how different it feels playing this version versus the version when you had like the upgrade of Treasure Cruise getting to Ancestral Recall all the time.
This version is far more aggression oriented. Like so, like I said, you want to be attacking with this version. It's why you play Atarka's commands. The Treasure Cruise version, I actually played it. Let me see if I can look the list up here real fast. Basically, I got 12th at a SCG IQ with it. Jeskai Burn. That list was amazing. Like, Treasure Cruise it put the deck on a different level. Like, your ability, like, Treasure Cruise was almost always guaranteed to be 6 damage off the top of the deck. Every time.
That's so sick.
It felt like you're playing a completely different game of Magic than your opponent. The only reason I top 16, not top 8, was I made a bonehead play mistake. Game 3 against Tron. Game 2, I had Treasure Cruised. I killed him that game. And when we shuffled up for game 3, we were 2 turns in. I reached to draw my card for turn 3. I looked over and realized there were 7 cards sitting next to my deck.
Oh no!
And I had him dead on the next turn, and I got a game loss, and I would have top 8'd.
Those are all very hard lessons, you know, and that's something important I think to talk about to the people out here who may be aspiring to or currently, you know, trying to be very competitive. You got to be very, very careful when you're at these bigger tournaments because they are REL enforced, and that means that, you know, little mistakes like that, you know, maybe someone F&M lets you get away with it and like whatever, you know, those don't fly, and you will get game losses or penalties. Or like infractions where they'll, you know, write your name down and say, hey, if you do this so many more times, you know, you can get a DQ and stuff. So you have to be very, very careful. The biggest one, the most common one, is deck registration errors. Most commonly, that is what folks get dinged for. So just be very careful when you're writing your decks down and make sure you have every card listed. My advice is always do the deck list the night before, if not sooner. But hey, let's be honest, we're Magic players. We don't really finalize the deck list till like 2 minutes before we have to. So that's just kind of how it is. Personally,
how I do it now is I try to do it digitally if possible.
Yes.
And if I can't do it digitally, I print it off.
100% digital is the best way, because then you have a copy of your own if you need to make more copies. And also if you take a deck that's similar, maybe a couple cards different to another tournament, it just makes the process easier. But anyway, guys, that is Burn. And we'll have to see who comes out on top today in this episode. Will he repeat and get his victory back, or will I smash him with some gifts? We'll have to wait and see. Well, without further ado, my fellow Planeswalkers, it's time to battle. Alright, Mr. War Wizard, you ready?
I'm ready.
Alrighty, good luck, good sir. And evens or odds?
Let's go odds.
Odds?
I got it.
You got it, you're on the play. That's dangerous for me.
I'll keep this hand.
Alright. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Take 3.
Mm-hmm.
Library. Where are we? Sacred Foundry.
Mm-hmm.
Vendor Bolt.
Alrighty.
I'll pass.
Into okay, draw. I will play a fetch land and pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep.
Yup.
Dang you.
How dare you?
I dare, sir. I dare. We'll put a basic mountain
Mm-hmm.
and an Eidolon the Great River.
See, that one I'm not much of a fan of.
It's a
It
good card.
resolves, but I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, you're not a fan because it's good against you.
Yes. Yeah, see, I'm the kind of Magic player that doesn't want you to play Magic. I just want to play Magic, and I don't know if that's selfish, but, you know.
It's fine. You're up.
I'm going to fetch. What do we want to get here? I will actually get a Plains. And I'm going to go ahead and Path to Exile your thing and take 2 damage.
Alright. Go and get my land here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the good old days when Path to Exile was one of the most played removal spells.
I actually remember when we had to play Oust in Modern. You remember that?
I do, sadly. Alright. Done.
Alright. Go
Alright.
take your turn.
Yep, making sure. Okay, untap. No, not that. Untap. Okay, and draw. I will play a Tectonic Edge. I will tap said Tectonic Edge and Plains for Azorius Signet. And then I will pass the turn.
Alright, fair enough. Let's see. Play the Wooded Foothills.
Mm-hmm.
Play the Swift Spear.
Mm-hmm.
Swing.
I've got no effects.
Alright, take 1.
Alright.
Second main. It was good once, let's do it again.
Okay. That's,
Alright,
that's
you're up.
a thing. Alright. Untap. Okay. Draw. Not exactly what we wanted to see. Blue-white floating. I'm going to use the blue and this to... Go do it that way. Hold on. I guess it doesn't matter. No, I will create blue-white. I will use the white to path your Eidolon again. I'll take the 2.
Alright. Get my last land out of my deck.
I've still got a blue floating. I'm going to use that blue and the white I have here to play another Azorius Signet. And I'm going to give you a guess that I don't have a land drop. Not really a guess, but I don't have a land drop. Alright, I'm going to pass.
Alright, end of your turn, I'm going to pop this Foothills.
Got it.
Library.
Well, I'm in a very precarious life total. I'm at 11 life with my burn opponent, having 2 cards in hand, about to be 3, a Monastery Swift Spear in play. And yeah, it's not looking good.
I've drawn a lot of lands this game though. Attack for 1.
1 it is.
And pass the turn.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, and draw. Well, that's something, I suppose. I'm not sure what it is, but it's something. I'll pass.
Oh, you pass?
Yes.
End of your turn, we'll pop this Mesa.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be many left in my deck, is there? Nope. Button. There we go. Lava Spike you.
Unfortunate.
Trigger Prowess.
Yes.
And attack.
I have to think.
Okay.
Okay. How on earth do I not die? The answer is I don't know. So I guess that just happens.
Alright. Take 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll end my turn.
At end of turn, that's not it. Wrong card. Or gifts ungiven?
Sure. Boy, that's a throwback.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so what do we do here? We could name red, but you still have technically the ability to kill us because you can go 2 damage, attack, attack. I'm dead. So going for the normal Iona doesn't just do it. So I've really got to think.
Oh, you're fine.
Iona is what I want to get, but I don't think it's enough. If I draw a land next turn, it could be enough. Because then you go Damage, put me to 3. I fetch, put me to 2. If I draw an untapped source, then I can play both spells. I think that's my only out. And hope that the card in your hand is dead. Because if it's not, I'm dead. I'm pretty sure you would have killed me, though, if you could. And you technically have the ability to if you have any 3 damage burn spell in your hand. So 100% you would have done it in response to give. So your hand is 100% land. So, or technically, or Searing Blaze or whatever. Something that hits a creature. So it's either land or that. So, yeah, I think that's my only out here. Let me just check my fetchable lands. So I have to draw untapped land source well, I could draw a fetch land because that'd put me at 1. But I have to draw land next turn or I'm dead. That's pretty much where we're at. Alright, sorry, I had to think about that.
Well, you're fine.
I will get Iona and
Unburial Rites.
Unburial Rites, wherever the heck it is in my deck. Sorry for those at home watching. It took me a little while to work out, but I had to really
that's fine. You're at a low life total. I have a Grim Lavamancer table. This card used to be just the bomb back in the day, but with the modern cards dealing with everything, he just doesn't gut it anymore.
I am not finding the Unburial Rites, so either I'm blind or something weird is going on. Did it somehow not copy in the list and I didn't notice it?
Let me see. There's 1 Unburial Rites in the deck.
Oh, yeah, there is. I'm just blind. I'm going to edit that part out. Hold on.
No, keep that in.
Fine. You know what? Spoken. I'll keep it in. And you know what's sad is I just had the card and don't know what I just did with it. Oh, okay. Well, this is very professional.
You put it on top of your library.
Did I?
Yes.
I'm going to do this because I'm going to shuffle anyway. No, I didn't. See, it's there. View, library. There it is. Found it. Okay. Very professional recordings over here, guys. Very professional. All right. So for those of you who may not understand this interaction, and it's been on some of our other videos, but just in case, for Gifts Ungiven, it's a search for up to 4 cards, meaning I can search for 2 or fewer if I want to. And if I search for 2 or fewer, they have to go to the graveyard because those are the ones that opponents select to go to the graveyard. And the rest of them would go to my hand if there were any. But in this case, it forces them both in the graveyard so I can use Unburial Rites with Iona. Alright, but just for those who don't understand what's happening, those go to the graveyard. And then I am going to fetch down to 4. And I'm going to get a Watery Grave tapped. And then I'll move to my turn if you're cool with that.
Go ahead.
Okay, draw. That was not an untapped land source, so I'm pretty sure I'm just dead. I'm trying to think if there's any way I can wiggle out of this. I don't think there is.
You have to, kill my Grim Lavamancer within the next 2 turns.
Well, I can kill your Grim Lavamancer right now. That's not really the issue. The issue is even if I kill the Grim Lavamancer, I will die to the Monastery of Swiftspear if you draw any spell.
Can't cast them.
Yes, you can, because I don't have enough mana to both unbear rights and do the removal spell.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So that's the pickle we're in right now. So we're going to go ahead and go for the throat your Grim Lavamancer. You're going to put me to 2.
Yep, absolutely.
And that is literally all we can do. Hold on, actually, let me rewind that for a second. Maybe that isn't the play.
Whoops.
I will gain the 2 life temporarily. I'm thinking, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then if I do that and I draw both of those, but then I'm still dead to burn spell. I don't think there's any way to get around being dead to burn spell, so. Okay, yeah, no, there is a better line. So if I go like this specifically, then I can do Thirst for Knowledge first.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get to draw 3 cards and then discard 2 unless I discard another effect. So 1, 2, 3. Well, that did not help at all. Thank you, Dick, so much. We will discard this useless Darkslave Shores. And this even more useless Gifts Ungiven. And we will play a Flooded Strand for turn.
Yep.
And then we will go ahead and do the thing we were originally going to do. Go for the throat to Lavamancer.
Ping you for 2?
Yep, down to 2. And then it's all about that top deck. If he top decks a burn spell, I'm dead, but if he top decks a land, I win.
Ooh. Ah, you got there, boys.
You did indeed. Fair enough.
The card in my hand was Stomping Ground.
I figured it had to be a land or one of the things that shoot me. That was the only thing it could have been. Okay. Fair enough. You got me game 1. Alright, let's do some sideboarding here. Unlock the sideboard here. So against, we have a lot of sideboard stuff. I remember this a lot because during that tournament we had a lot of talks about how to try to fight against burn.
Specifically me.
You're not wrong. See our little play group, we had 2 people on this one. The pilot of this deck is, as we talked about in the intro, Cody Faulkner. He was the one that created this deck list. Me and him both played the same list for a few months, actually, off and on. We also played like a Tron variant of it, but regardless, we played this list like for quite a while. And so we had to hate on burn because Mr. War Wizard here would always play burn at F&M, so we had to be prepared for that or we'd lose pretty quickly. Alright, let's take a look at what we don't need. We don't really need that. We don't really need that. We definitely want all of these. This is not really the kind of battle we're trying to fight here. We don't really want these. These are really bad against you. Your stuff is just too damn cheap. This is not the kind of game we're fighting. Anything else we got? We definitely don't want that card. That card just doesn't do anything. Okay, 2 more cuts to make. Probably. I want to keep at least one of these in. Cut one of these because we just don't have the time to cast these cards. I think that's more appropriate. Alright, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, I'm just doing the last little look over. I can cut one more card. It's actually a tough cut. I'm trying to remember what I cut from the list. I think it was this one.
Actually, I'd rather have... I'm on the play this time, so I'd actually rather have this card than this card. Come to think of it.
Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, ready. I'll be on the play. That hand is literally atrocious. I'm going to go to 6.
Keep this.
I'm not sure that's much better, but I'm going to keep it. Alright, you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
That was not... Yeah, that was not correct. No, I don't want that. I will play this. Go.
Alright. I'm gonna take 3.
I figured that makes the most sense here.
There we
Again,
go.
sorry if you hear the dog in the background. He's a yappy little
Oh, you're fine.
yappy bastard. Yeah, because we can use adult language on this channel because it's not made for kids, so we can say fuck. Oh, how dare you. Okay.
I dare.
My turn.
I better lose my life. There we go. I forgot to lose life. Okay, you're up.
Hey, you would have cheated on and never even caught you. Untap. Okay, draw. Well, that does not help at all, but we'll play it anyway. Go ahead.
Right. I plays Bloodstained Mire.
I have a feeling
Sorry.
Eidolon is incoming here. It's like this sinking feeling of impending doom. How wouldn't you know it? I don't know if that's true.
All right.
Go ahead and search your library for a basic land. I'll take 2.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Now you know what's happening.
This happens a lot in this matchup.
It does. I'll take my 2. I'll
Right.
pay my mana. I'll play the path.
All right, you're up.
Yeah, so we've done this match. I don't even have to tell him the card. He knows exactly what's happening. Alright, so pass, untap, upkeep, and draw. That was a very good draw. I'm going to have to take some damage to get it, but that was a very good draw. I'm going to take 2 damage.
Okay.
Do you remember when we played these? Core Firewalker.
Absolutely do.
Pass.
All right. So now all my things are shocks.
Instead of bolts, yes.
I'll take 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
Bolt you.
I'll take
Actually,
2.
it's just 2.
Yep.
Bolt you.
2 more. Yep.
And you gain a life. And I'll pass.
Alrighty. Untap. Upkeep and draw. I'll play this.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 left in hand, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to take 2 damage to go for the throat your Eidolon.
All right. It's throated.
Okay, I'm going to take 1 more damage. I just put that in my library, sorry, 1 second. View library. I just want to get an island.
Well, at least it's not another Core Firewalker.
It is not. It is a spell skite.
Okay.
And I will get you for 2.
Got me for 2.
Pass.
There's a Lava Spike.
I will take 2.
There's a Wooded Foothills, and now I'll pass.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. I will get you for 2.
All right.
I will pass. Sorry. Other way. There we go.
You're fine. I'll pop the Foothills in your turn for 1.
That's fine. Yeah, now we're at the point in the game where Lava Spike's actually like his best draw because Lava Spikes can only target me, so I can't redirect it to Spellskite.
This is a good one. Filler ability. Pyrite Spellbomb?
Ooh, that's a thing. Yep. It's not as good as you thought because of Spellskite, but you know. If it wasn't for Spellskite, it would be pretty good. You have to kill the Spellskite first.
Oh, I know. I'll pass.
He's my flag bearer. Untap, upkeep.
Dude, I haven't heard that term in a while.
Popper. Combat. Hiya.
Yep. Alright.
I will pass. Sorry. Oh, wait. Damn. We'll get this right.
My turn?
Yes.
Alright. Stop drawing lands. Pass.
No, keep drawing lands. Listen, we like this. Okay, draw. Well, if it makes you feel any better, land.
Well.
Hiya.
All right. Down to 5.
Pass.
All right, we'll pop his Bloodstained Mire.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you're on a 2-turn clock now.
Right? What does this do? What gains a life for them? You gain a life.
I gain a life. I do indeed.
And I'll pass.
Okay, so now you have a way to kill the spell scout if I can't do anything. Too bad I do have a go for the throw for your Logmancer.
You go to it.
Okay, untap. Okay, and draw. Well, if it wasn't already over now, I will pass you.
Alright. That's a good card. Is it enough? So you have enough blue.
Am I gonna force the game 3? Well, the natural game 3, I should say.
Sack Spell Bomb to draw a card.
Ooh, okay.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah!
Alright.
Alright, I'm ready for game 3. Does you want to make any sideboard changes? Which actually I do
want to
too.
make a sideboard change where I'm on the play now.
So do I. Hold on, let me do this real quick. I want to remove those for these. Yep, I'm good now.
Okay. That was a very timely spell Skype though.
Yes. Alright, I'm gonna...
Ooh, no land.
Mine's
Go into
fine.
space.
As long as I draw land.
This hand's fine. You ready?
Yep, I am ready. Go ahead.
I'll take 2. Grim Lavamancer. And pass.
The most unassuming creature I could ever see.
It's so good though.
It's fine. I will play a Flooded Strand, crack it, get a Plains.
Half?
No.
Okay.
On your upkeep, I will.
Oh.
You are correct about what it is, just not the timing of it.
I was really hoping you give me the extra land. I'd love to see a Goblin Guide actually in this match.
Yeah, it has been kind of funny. You haven't seen a Goblin Guide so far, so there's the Plains.
Alright.
Alright, then I'm going to upkeep Path, your guy.
Yep. View my library. Put this Tap Mountain into play. Move the draw stone.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so now we will play a Bloodstained Mire. Taking 3.
Here comes the Eidolon.
How did you guess?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of the worst case scenarios here. Yep.
End my turn.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, and draw. That's almost a good draw. I'm going to have to take a total of 5 damage this turn, so I'll end up going to 14.
You know, fetch, shock, go for the throat.
Exactamundo.
I'm good at Magic.
We both are. It's like we know what we're doing.
Okay.
Shuffle. And and that's not it. There it is.
So.
And then there you go.
All right. Draw a card. Yet again, another land. I feel like I'm playing on Arena. All right. Lavamancer, you're up.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. Well, I'm having the exact opposite problem, so...
See, that's better for me.
Spellskite.
Sure.
Hallowed Fountain, tapped, go.
End of your turn.
Nope.
I will Boros Charm you. Whoops. I threw it to your side of the table by accident.
That's okay. There you go.
And then I will fetch.
Nope.
Try to get some of these damn lands out of this deck.
I'm not feeling that bad because a bolt is actually just 2 damage. Now, granted, it also means my my spell skill will die, but you know.
What do you know with that, huh?
Oh, that. Okay.
I'll go ahead and swing a Goblin Guide.
Well, that tells me some things. Trigger. We will reveal this card. That is
Negate.
not a land, so it'll put it back on top. I mean, it saves us life either way. Block.
Alright. I'm just going to get rid of it.
Yep.
And since you have a negate coming, I'm going to skull crack you.
Yep.
Go ahead.
We see the thing about that is,
You got talent reinforcements?
oh hell no.
Okay.
That'd make me a good Magic player. No, I'm just gonna pass.
Oh. Alright, swing with guide.
Trigger.
Welcome back.
Yep. Take 2.
Alright, end my turn.
Well, I'm either dead or I'm dead, but you know, gotta try. Thirst for knowledge.
I'll let that resolve. And actually, don't. I just realized it's 5. You're at 5.
Yeah, it gives me hope. Gives me hope, and then lets me die. All right, fair enough.
I had to look at your life total for a second, okay?
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that matchup. So, unfortunately, I didn't get to show off actually putting any of the big fatties into play, which is a little bit unfortunate. I would have liked to have been able to do that during one of the games, but it just didn't play out that way. But this is kind of the matchup. It's one of the worst matchups that Esper Gifts could have had at the time. And it was atrocious. Like, we have a lot of stuff against it to make it a little bit better, like you saw in Game 2. But usually how we win is either if we get an early core Firewalker or an early combo into Iona. Otherwise we just die.
Game 2 against Cody in States, he literally went into turn 3, Thirst, discarding Iona and Rights, and then on turn 4 brought Iona, and I just lost. But just smashed him game 1 and 3.
Yeah, it was pretty funny to watch. So a little background: the States event where this happened for the SCG States. A couple important things of note. Those two, like, I don't want to say the word is pro, but known players that were there.
Tom Ross, CVM.
Yep, Tom Ross and CVM, they were both there. And they were trying to spike it here because they thought it'd be less competitive, and boy, were they wrong. But anyway, all of our group that was there, which we had a car ride of, it was like 5 people total?
5 of them.
Yeah, 5 of us that went together. Of the 5 of us, I was the only one that did not make top 8. I was on Splinter Twin at the time, and or not Splinter Twin, I'm sorry, excuse me. I was not on Splinter Twin. I was on Esper Gifts as well, and I got Blood Moon locked in the last win-in match that I had. So when I got Blood Moon locked, I just kind of died. But the other 4 people rather in our car did all make top 4, and they were the top 4 actually of the tournament. So they not only made top 8, but they ended up top 4ing. So all 4 of our group were in the top 4, and it was I believe the list was. It was Splinter, or sorry, not Splinter. Yeah, it was Splinter Twin, Burn, Merfolk, yep, and Esper Gifts, exactly. Those are the 4 that ended up making top. And then, of course, War Wizard here took it down with Burn. Mind you, on no sleep, or like very little sleep. It was like maybe 20 minutes in the car or something like that.
I worked the night before, and I worked midnight, so we drove up there. I was on 0 sleep and caffeine.
and a prayer, and that was basically all he had, and he got there.
I didn't lose a match all day. I was undefeated from round 1 till the finals,
which is a really awesome thing because he's played in like red burn decks in many events I've been with him, and unfortunately it usually goes something like 0-2 drop or like 1-3 drop or something like that, because burn decks either do really well or really poorly. There's like no in between.
Or it happens a lot of times I'll get like 9th.
Yeah, like if you like have a really good start and then it just kind of tapers off or whatever, or the reverse, like you have a bad start and then you start like grinding wins. But either way, it was a fun day. I'll still never forget that day. I was the sad one though. I was the only lump that ended up making top 8, and I was just like beating myself up for it. But so did they.
Okay. Of our group, you're the only one that made it to an RC. Well, no, I guess we both made it to an RC. You did the best at an RC though.
I had a good day one. I did have a good day one. I cannot contest this. I was very happy with that, and I'm super excited for the one coming up. That the playtest videos I'm doing are about. Which we might do some more channel stuff with Mr. War Wizard on that, doing some playtests with that. But neither here nor there. I wanted to show this off though because it was a special time in Magic for the group that we ran with, because not only do we have this event, but in the next episode we will be showcasing another friend of the channel who ended up top 4ing a open invitational.
What's interesting about that is Richard was my opponent in the finals.
Yes. So the same person that top 4'd this tournament that we were talking about ended up in the finals as our friend group against Mr. War Wizard here. Also ended up being top 4 at this invitational open for Star City, and he was on Merfolk, and his opponent was Oli on Trazi on Tron in the quarterfinals, where he did, spoiler alert, inevitably lose. But we'll go over that.
Correction, it was the semifinals.
I said quarter, didn't I? I'm sorry, I meant semifinals. You're correct. I meant semis. But yeah, he did better than any of us at the time. We were so happy for him, and I'll still never forget after he did that, we had like a group collection that we kind of shared together. So if we needed decks for tournaments, we could easily kind of borrow the cards for it. And we didn't have all the Turmblegoyfs. In fact, we had no Turmblegoyfs, if my understanding was correct. And he used his winnings to purchase a playset of Turmblegoyfs, which at the time were almost $200 a piece, which is funny to think about because when you look at the price now, it's like what, under $20?
I'm so glad I offloaded my foil Goyfs when they were still like 800 a piece.
Yeah. Like it's insane how much the mighty have fallen. And we've seen like on a lot of the series how many different people just like stuff Goyf into decks. Like on one of our previous episodes we had Tarmo Affinity, and then we've had Tarmo Twin. And so like basically if you were a deck that did anything, which it's Magic decks, you basically just stapled, hey, I want this big body for no apparent reason. Here, let's add Turmblegoyf to the deck, and that's pretty much all you did. But
yep.
Regardless, I'm super excited about that episode too, but I really wanted to showcase War Wizard's victory here, and I'm glad it did play out kind of, obviously it didn't play out exactly the same, but as far as the results played out the same. A little part of me hoped I would kind of get over on you and be able to be like, hey, look, the state you won, guess who just beat you with the deck that you beat before. Right. But unfortunately, I didn't get those bragging rights. He still retains that.
It was nice going down memory lane. Like, playing the deck brought back like some serious memories of playing. I tested a lot for that tournament.
Oh yeah, we did a lot of testing, and at the time, I'll be honest with you, my mindset wasn't ready for real competitive play. I was stuck more on just wanting to play decks that I thought were cool and fun. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that for folks to do that. But for me now, I'm more of a competitive player, and I still play decks I like, but they have to be decks that I think are actually good in the meta. Like, if I have the choice between a deck that I really, really like and a deck that I think is good in the meta, I'm going to choose the deck that's good in the meta. But back at that time, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, nope, I'm playing control or some variation of combo control, no matter what, even if it's the worst deck in the room. That was just kind of my mindset at the time. Oh well, you live and you learn. But right. I'm really glad we got to showcase this off. It was really cool to go down memory lane, like you said, even though I was the only one that was sad face, not in the top 8 of that one. And I appreciate you.
You made up for it, though. You made up for it.
And so have you. We've all of us in the group have had pretty decent results throughout time. Nothing too big. It's not like we're like pros, as it were, but we definitely have shown our demeanor and shown that hey, we can grind with the best of them. So, but hey, I appreciate you coming on today and doing the episode, and I would love for you to do some more here in the future. And
that's the plan, I think, isn't it?
Yep, that is the plan. That is the plan, especially the next episode. But thank you guys again for watching. Till next time, guys. See ya.